Hello and welcome to Alan's Viewpoints. Stumbled across an article I thought was very appropriate for what I've been talking about recently, and that happens to be civility. And let's get right into it. So, bring this up. Here we go. So, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter speaks out on Angel Reese drama with Robert Griffin III. Stop posting about her, the civil rights icon's daughter wrote. Uh, the daughter of civil rights icon Martin Luther King Jr. has weighed in on the ongoing drama between WNBA star Angel Reese and former NFL quarterback and former ESPN host Robert Griffin III. King's daughter, Bernice King, responded to a post by Griffin that said, we need more people to be ready to build bridges between us and not walls that divide us. The only way we find unity is talking through our differences in opinion and life experiences to find the best way forward. And I couldn't agree with her more. It was what I was talking about in a prior video. Civility. It has everything to do with civility. What are we teaching the kids? Are we not teaching civility? You know, you can have difference of opinion with people. It says, um, King wrote, I agree. That's why I suggest you call Angel Reese and stop posting about her. King prompted a wave of viral reactions and debate online between online users. And that's the thing. We need to actually build bridges between us. Instead, we've been dividing. And the divide has, uh, the divide started to happen. We fought through, we got the Civil Rights Act through. Um, Remarkably, that was passed by a Republican Congress, signed in by a Democrat president. But it took the Republicans to actually pass the Civil Rights Act. And if you don't believe me, look that up. That's the honest truth about it. Um, but shortly after, people wanted to keep us divided. It's always been, we got to keep things divided. Why do we have to keep things divided? So we're all Americans. Um, you were born in America, you're an American. Uh, but somewhere between the Civil Rights Act in the 70s, early 70s, uh, all of a sudden people became African American. Why? People who were brought here in the 16, 17, 1800s, maybe their ancestry is African, but they're American. We're all Americans. If you're born here in America, you're an American. Now there is some debate about some things. If you didn't come across legally into the nation, and then you have a child, is that child an American or not? There is a question about that, but that's for a different discussion. This one has to do with civility. The people who have decided to say people are African American are people who are working on trying to divide people. I don't care what color your skin is. I mean, you could be freaking purple, whatever. I love talking to people. My life is talking to people, getting to understand them a little bit, understand their experiences. Like I hope people ask me about my experiences. Um, I've had the pleasure of being around the world. Uh, my wife's Filipino, so I go to the Philippines now and then. I've been to Europe. I've been to Ecuador, through the Caribbean. I have met so many great people in all sorts of countries. I've been to Mexico, all over the Caribbean, the usual places. But um, we have an absolutely immense, diverse world and a chance to experience and talk to people. And it's fun when you're passing through an airport and you're in another country and you get to talk to some people because you're sitting around for several hours. It's amazing to get to talk to people and find out how things are in other places, other than just where you live. Now, granted, there are a lot of people that never get to experience things outside of near where they grew up. And I would venture to say it's probably 65% of the whole United States have never been outside the state they were born in. I've been to 43. I still have 7 to go. It's a lot. But the big thing is we have to learn to be civil with one another. We have to be able to talk across the aisles and not get pissed off because somebody doesn't believe the things that you do. I listen to some of our congressmen. I'm embarrassed. It's the things that, and I can say it's on both sides. So Cortez, Ian Omar, Jasmine Crockett, 3 on the left. There's no civility. You got Ian Omar who's saying that white men are the threat to the United States of America. Yet it was her family who immigrated here, given asylum. She eventually became a citizen, a naturalized citizen, and yet she can't go home to her home country and pay her current husband because her current husband's white. But I thought whites were a threat to society. So you understand who these people are that are saying these things. And if you do that, you'll realize that what these 3 do is inflammatory. Now, on the other side of the coin, Marjorie Taylor Greene says some pretty crazy things at times. And there's others. Now, more comes from the left than the right. Don't know why that is. Maybe the people on the right were given a little bit more manners and civility. Not all of them. Guaranteed. There's some firebrands. But Reese even shared a post from another user that referenced the situation. When MLK daughter tell you to shut the TF up, talking about Angel. Yeah. I don't know what was said, all of it. I do believe that Griffin was talking about, he seems to think that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. I don't know. Don't know any of them. I haven't met either one of them. I couldn't judge either way. Can't judge it if you don't actually sit down and talk to both people in person. Then you might be able to judge something and see how they interact. But it seems like when I've seen them on the court, while they're in the game playing against one another, it's one thing. But at other points in time, they seem fine with one another. So I wouldn't be able to judge that. But again, when it ultimately comes down to there's no racism, there's no place for racism in this world, and he's so true. That's so correct. Anybody saying horrible things about Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark, for that matter, you have no place in this conversation. It's civility, folks. Learn manners. Your manner is be polite to somebody. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Walk away. But give everybody a chance to sit down and figure things out. Work with one another. Sit down and have a conversation on both sides. You don't like tax policy, you don't like immigration policy, sit down and have discussions about it. But I can tell you, my opinion is don't tax the rich as much as you're taxing. You back off the rich, they'll create more jobs. Because I've never gotten a job from a poor person, except for myself. Have to say, I did hire myself. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. Ran my own software company for a few years. Um, but hey, would have been, probably been better if I'd never hired myself and I just hired other people. But uh, I can be civil to myself. You know, me, myself, and I get in fights. You know, I try to stay out of it. Me, myself, they just are firebrands and they beat one another. But it's all about having a little bit of humor in life and being civil. And you may not like what somebody says, and you may scream in that. You might get pissed off. But I'll tell you what, after years of experience, if you're upset for more than 5 minutes after an argument, you got a problem. And in many cases, if you can't turn the other cheek and wind down from it in less than 5 minutes, you know, you got to work on yourself then. But be civil. That's what this is. So what we want to do is to try to bring ourselves together. Stop dividing ourselves. We're all Americans. Yeah, I want every American to be an American. I don't want an African American. I don't want to see Filipino American. My wife is Filipino American. She was born in the Philippines. She immigrated here. Her children that immigrated here are Filipino Americans. But once a grandchild is produced by any one of them, they're an American. They're not Filipino. Their heritage is Filipino. But the reason we put these things in front of us and hyphenate ourselves is so we can divide ourselves. And it's so easy to divide ourselves when we actually work hard to keep ourselves separate. But enough of that. Thanks for listening. I hope you liked this conversation. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Thank you very much.